The Zimbabwe dollar was officially demonetized in April 2009, after the whole hyperinflation situation, which saw several unique banknotes being issued. After this, the government legalized the use of foreign currencies such as the US dollar and the South African rand in circulation. In February 2019, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe introduced the real-time gross settlement dollar, and in June 2019, the government renamed the currency to the Zimbabwe dollar and banned the use of foreign currencies in an attempt to get people to use the new local currency. In November 2019, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe began to issue regular banknotes for the first time since 2009, with the introduction of the $2 and $5 note. The $10 and $20 notes was introduced in May and June of 2020 respectively. The 50 was introduced in July 2021, and the 100 was introduced in April 2022. And we're going to take a look at these notes in this video. The front of the notes features the Domboromari. It's a formation of three boulders that form part of the Chirumba Balancing Rocks. It's also known as Money Rock. The background of the notes features this diamond pattern. The reverse of the $2 note features the Eternal Flame. It sits on top of a tower at the National Heroes Acre, which was built to honor Patriotic Front guerrillas who died during the Rhodesian Civil War between 1964 until 1979. The background features the country's old Parliament building, completed in 1899. It served as the country's Parliament building until November 2023, when it was relocated to a new building on Mount Hampton. The $5 note features giraffes and the Zimbabwe aloe, which is indigenous to Southern Africa. The $10 features the new Reserve Bank Tower, the country's tallest building at 120 meters. It was completed in 1997 and served as the headquarters for the central bank. To the right, it features 4 African buffaloes. The $20 features an African elephant, and in the background features Victoria Falls. Located on the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia, it has a width of around 1.7 kilometers, and it's one of the world's largest waterfalls. It became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1989. The $50 features the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, again located at the National Heroes Acre. To the right, it features Buya Nehanda. She was one of the leaders of a revolt against the British South African Company in 1899. She and her ally was later captured and executed by the company on the charges of murder. Today, there are roads and hospitals named after her. And the 100 features an African baobab. It's typically found in the dry and hot savannas of sub-Saharan Africa. The background features the ruins of Great Zimbabwe. It served as the capital of the Kingdom of Zimbabwe from the 13th century and spans an area of 7.22 square kilometers. The city was abandoned between the 16th and 17th century. It became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1986. Now for the note's security features. All of the notes features a watermark of the Zimbabwe bird, the country's national emblem, along with the initials for the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. A see-through register of the emblem is featured to the top right, in which the bird is colored on the reverse and the star is colored on the front. When held up to light, the emblem should complete. To the bottom left, this box features a latent image of the note's denomination, which can be seen when tilted. Microprint of the text Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is featured behind the rocks, as this outline below the rocks, and this orange line on the front. While on the reverse, it's featured in the background of the images, and as this orange line to the left. The denomination can be found behind the legal tender text, both edges of the notes on the front, and reverse. As this line on the latent image box, as this line on the bottom of the images on the reverse, and on the 50 and 100, the main denomination here on the reverse and front. And initials for the central bank is featured in the denomination to the bottom right, on both front and reverse. Next, this small denomination on the $2 and $5 note features it in color changing ink. Both will change from brown to green when tilted. The 10 and 20 features it in magnetic color changing ink, in which a bar will move up or down depending on the movements made. The 10 will change from pink to brown, while the 20 will change from green to blue. The 50 and 100 doesn't feature this small denomination. Instead, on the reverse, it features an iridescent ink strip, which, when tilted, features the denomination. Next, the $2 and $5 notes features a metallic security thread. When held up to light, the initials RBZ can be seen. The 4 highest denominations features a color-changing ink security thread, with the 10 featuring these bars, which will move when tilted. And the security thread will change from brown to green when tilted. The 20 features these rings, which will move in opposite directions of each other when tilted. The thread will change from green to blue. Both the 10 and 20 security threads will see the denomination and initials RBZ when held up to light. The 50 and 100 features a rainbow bar effect, in which certain parts, like the denomination and these diamond parts, will appear as green when the note is stationary, and when moved, it will change in random colors. When tilted, the security thread will change from brown to green. And when held up to light, the denomination and initials RBZ will appear, along with this beautiful diamond pattern. And under UV light, the $2 and $5 notes only sees the security fibers glows on both front and reverse of the note, along with the serial number. The 10 and 20 sees the background pattern glows. And on the reverse, a box with the denomination glows as well. The 50 and 100 sees this part of the background and the denomination glows on the front, while on the reverse, it sees the denomination glows. These notes are all the same size. To help the visually impaired, the note features braille lines on the front to the bottom left. And that should be it with these notes. The ban on foreign currencies was later lifted in March 2020, and as inflation continues to worsen, the value of the currency continues to plummet. In March 2019, $1 is worth 2.8 Zimbabwean dollars. In April 2024, $1 is worth 30,000 Zimbabwean dollars. On April 5, 2024, a new currency was announced, the Zimbabwe Gold, or ZiG, and these notes was later withdrawn on April 30th.